You're listening to the Future of Convenience podcast featuring convenience and mobility industry.
So, Kevin, Foodvenience, TXB, Texas, you're a top 12 in the best Foodvenience store in the world competition. What's going on? How do you feel about that?
Well, honestly, my whole team is excited, but I'm really kind of amazed. I have followed it a little bit over the last few years, but since being involved or nominated, I've learned more about it, and so I really feel honored to be thought of in the top Foodvenience in the world. And I don't know about Chris, but I was like, what is Foodvenience? I had to kind of look it up to make sure I understood what Foodvenience was, and when I saw it, I was like, yeah, that's us, right? That's exactly us. So thrilled, honored, and my team's honored.
Hey, Kevin, what are you most proud of when you think of the TXB brand and food service? What comes to mind?
Well, my team and I think our food quality, right? So we started out several years back when we really created the concept, and my kind of mission to the team was I want to create the best quality food we can to sell in a convenience store, and then we'll reverse engineer into pricing so a customer can afford it. And that's kind of how we got into it and started doing what we're doing. And so today, I think when you go in there and you eat our food, you go, wow, this is quality food. And you're seeing it with your eyes. You're seeing it being cooked. You're seeing it presented, right? So I think it's a little bit of a show. There's a little bit of entertainment value there in watching it, pressing the tortillas out fresh, seeing the half chickens in display. But I think, food, people buy with their eyes. And so I think they trust when they see it being cooked open. And I think we have a great team that connects, engages with you when you come in the store.
What's the signature? Is it chicken or?
I think, what depends who you ask, really. I mean, for me, I think our signature items are quesadilla, right? Because we cook those fresh, set them out, and we can be creative in LTOs and everything else we do. Right now we're doing the brisket birria quesadilla, which is phenomenal. But we've had fun with buffalo chicken mac and cheese quesadillas, right? I mean, so there's some real fun stuff that you can do there. We do great chicken, and so we have a lot of people that rave about our chicken tenders and our poppers. Our poppers, we actually cut fresh, right? They're not coming in like frozen chunks. We're cutting tenders up fresh into chunks and frying them.
Well, let's go from Texas to Pennsylvania. Chris, you're a competitive guy, and obviously you're also in the top 12.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
How does that feel?
It feels great. Second year of the Foodvenience Awards. Second year we made it into the top 12. Last year we obviously didn't win it. Apple Green did, and for us that's always a driving factor in what we do. We want to do great things. We want to win awards, and our team is really driven to do that. And we've got a great food service team. They are just revving up things right now. We came out with our new LTO burger menu. We've got our new potato menu that came out that has potato skins, waffle fries, all sorts of different options. Because
Coins.
it's a number one side, and anywhere you go is a potato. So we said we can do it better than the other guys, the QSRs and all the other restaurants around us, because we'll do it 24/7. We'll do it quickly, and we'll do it at high quality. And for us,
you can take on. You're not worried about the QSRs. You can take them on. You can beat them.
We really feel that the QSRs are at a disadvantage to us because they have to, one, make all of their revenue through food and pay for all of their labor through food, whereas we can provide a better value and a higher quality and better service than they can, because it's a one-stop shop, right? You come in, you can get a drink, you can get food, you can get your fuel, you can go to the bathroom, you can go get your beer and your wine. That allows the customer to have that a different perception of value, which is their time value, right? And they're going, I don't have to go make 3 or 4 or 5 stops. I can go to Rutter's and get everything that I need right there. And they're willing to do that because, one, again, the service is so much better than a QSR. They struggle with service right now, and they're pushing a lot of people to the drive-through, right? And that's the only way they can really keep up, because they don't want to pay for the labor inside the stores, and they're struggling through that. And now their prices have gone significantly higher than ours. So we're able to provide the price value and the quality to that price that customers are looking for.
Now, these two gentlemen have been to the new store, which is a bit of a new direction, isn't it?
It is.
Tell us about that.
So, we've been in alcohol for about 10 years now, and we've been in gaming for about 6 years now. And we said, hey, our licenses in Pennsylvania allow us to really do a full service bar if we want to. Should we do that? And well, if you know us and my dad, the answer is yeah, why not? Let's test it out, right? And let's get creative. Why stick with what we think is what people want when we know that they want more than that? They want something convenient in every aspect of their life. They want a place that they can go to meet their friends. And as an industry, we're always looking to find a way to get that dinner day part. That's really been the missing link in the industry. So we're going, hey, if we have a bar, which is the later night, evening option for people, and we have our food, which is great, higher than bar quality food, maybe they'll come and do it. And oh, by the way, we've got 20 TVs and we've got gaming machines and we've got all that. So why would they not want to, come and stop by Rutter's and do it in the morning, do it in the evening, and just be there 24/7?
Just stepping back from your business and looking at the US market and the direction of travel, where do you think Foodvenience is? I mean, you're not the only operators who are really going down hard on that route, are you, Kevin?
Yeah. I definitely think the U.S. has taken a step forward over the last, 5 to 7 years. But I think there is definitely, an upper echelon within the U.S. who's doing it right. And then I think there's a lot playing catch up or trying to play catch up. And, food is hard. It's not easy. It's a 1,000% commitment to do it and do it right. And those, I think, that really commit to doing quality, like Rutter's and us doing it right, I think, you're seeing us win. And, Chris said this a while ago, I think the question was about QSR. I've always said, listen, if I'm a QSR, who would I not want to see come next to me? Rutter's or us, right? Because we're going to get fuel, we're going to sell fuel, we're going to sell inside merch, food. We got profit centers kind of lined up, stacked up, and the QSRs don't. And, we're all doing now QSR type volumes through our box. Mm-hmm. And so I'm just going, man, if I'm a QSR, I do not want one of us coming beside us.
Right.
Which of the other brands are you looking to as inspiration and convenience stores in the U.S.?
Well, I think, Wawa's has always been a top, performer in that area. And there's a lot of super regionals out there, around the country. I can think about, there's Sheetz, there's Parker's, on the West Coast, Maverick's done a good job, So, there's Casey's in the Midwest with their pizza, there's a lot of good operators out there,
One of the intros that Dan had to the judging panel was that you sort of have to understand the area that you have these Rutters and so on. Could you have like that sports bar in Texas in your locations?
My customers would love it, yes, but we couldn't have it because of legal reasons, right? Like we don't have gambling in Texas in any of our facilities. It's not allowed.
Not yet.
Not yet. Knock on wood. We would love it. And so, we'd have that. And then, every state, and even in some states, each county has different on-premise alcohol restrictions. So a lot of that just plays into the concept, So they're in the right state to do what they're doing.
Well, and I think the part about it is that our industry is much more adaptive to changes within whether it's state regulations or federal regulations that allow us to do more things, because we're always thinking the next step, right? We've got so many different categories. We're not going, all right, we're just food, or we're just fuel, or we're just tobacco. We're all of those things in one store and more. What's the next thing that we can do? How do we do it better? And that versatility and that mindset is what separates people like Kevin and my dad and a lot of the other industry leaders that have been doing it for a long time from the ones that settle for, I'm going to just have an oven. I'm going to throw a couple, chicken tenders and some French fries in there. It's, customers used to be okay with that, but now they're going, I trust convenience stores for their food. I want more than what I can get anywhere else. And that's what we can do, because we have the ability with, I think, just our know-how, and we serve so many customers. We see the trends a lot more closely than the QSRs do, because we see what their traffic patterns like. We see what they're buying. What are they combining in their basket? It's not just there's 25 items and that's all you got in the place.
I think that's a good question, though, that I think all retailers need to ask is, how can we do it better, right? Now, if I think of what you just said, and I look at Kevin, your business, right? You've got Mexican food, right? And that Mexican food is cooked fresh. It is variety. And quite frankly, it was a lot better, like light years better. Why? You know your audience. Can you replicate that in Pennsylvania? Maybe so. As I walk into Rutter's and I saw that team of sports kids, what were they gravitating for? They were gravitating for all the different kinds of drinks that you make fresh, right? Yeah. How can you do it better, right? You're looking at, Dutch Brothers and all these other companies that are capitalizing on drinks. You guys are doing the same, right? With all your slushies and this and that. Mm-hmm. So you know your audience, right? Yeah. And I think you are doing it better in both of those spaces than your competition in
absolutely.
Food
I mean, I think you can't be all things to all people, right? So you got to figure out what you do well and focus on that. And I think that's again what has made our two companies do so well in food, right? I mean, we do have variety. I'm not saying we're limited, but we know what we can do well and we execute on that, So I think you're exactly right.
Yeah, you got to know your core customer, right? We're not deviating from the core customer, but we're able to capture some other ones as we offer things, right? You have these food items, but you can offer them slightly differently without increasing your inventory and your spoilage, right? And in fact, you decrease it. You decrease the spoilage because you're able to do it across multiple things, whether it's cutting up the chicken, serving it whole, putting it on a sandwich, putting it, as tenders. Those different ways of doing it allow you to offer that variety customers want, but also it's really not as many items as people think inside the store. And so, again, that's where we probably a little bit of learning from QSRs in that model because they do a lot of that, but then we can do more than what they do. We have bigger footprints. We have more customers coming
And you
through.
have so much more range in the beverages than the QSRs. I think that's really a strength of the convenience store industry as well.
And I think the experience is just better. If you go to a great operator that's a convenience store that offers food and drinks and all the other things you want, tchotchkes, whatever, the experience is just so much heightened above what you get at a QSR. The people that work at a QSR, I don't always feel like I'm wanted there, right? And we train our people to say hello when you come in, and you're more of a regular at a convenience store than you would be at a QSR. So it's that connection with our employees, it's that connection with our brand that we want to continue to build we feel much more local to them because the manager is a person that's local and they really live and breathe our brand, and the turnover isn't nearly as high, and the better you get at those things, the more you really feel that the customer is telling you what they want and you're able to react to it.
Optimistic about the future, Chris?
Very optimistic. Yeah, I think there's a lot of tailwinds for our industry. I think that we're going to see again, the QSRs struggle to keep up with us because
That's great to hear.
Yeah. I really believe it because they're really struggling with not being 24/7, not offering the same menu 24 hours a day. Labor is very tough, and in a tight labor market, they're gonna find that they can't keep up with the rates that we can all pay because, again, we can spread that labor across so many different categories that they're not able to do, and food is a big one that we're able to spread it there but keep our prices at a reasonable level because I don't need to make 100% of my profit just from food, but we do well. It is a high profit area for us, and that's why a lot of people want to get into it.
Yeah.
And Kevin, how do you feel?
I'm optimistic about the future. For us, I think we're continuing to innovate, and so we have a lot of things coming out that's going to be unique for, I would say QSR in general, but for convenience food. So we're excited about that. And, to Chris's point again, I think, the experience we're creating in TXB, it's not just great food, it's great service, it's a great experience in the whole building.
It's hospitality retail.
It's hospitality all the way, and we kind of, call it Texas hospitality.
Yeah.
A lot of authenticity and a lot of community engagement.
It comes across. I mean, with your brand, it really comes across.
Well, and I mean, I remember we walked into two different stores, one on a Friday night, the other on a Saturday morning. There was a greeter at both of those stores, and that greeter not only greeted us, but she asked us if we wanted to try certain things. She guided us towards what you've got on promo. And, having that was just, I felt like I was, family, even though I'm not Texas born, I felt like I was.
Well, so that's we call those individuals our brand ambassadors, right? So we put those individuals at our new stores, and they're there to sample food, but they're there also to talk about TXB and what we're about and the community and how they can help. And, if they've never been to our store and used our EV chargers, or if they've never, whatever it is, right? And so I think it does provide guest engagement and just authenticity and hospitality.
Just finishing up, guys. I mean, the road trip, the best Foodvenience road trip. I mean, you're all over this topic, Matt, and obviously you are too because of all those store visits. I mean, it was a heavy week, wasn't it?
It was exciting.
Heavy,
it was great.
Super rewarding, and just awesome to see how these retailers are really changing the landscape when it comes to food service in our industry.
Yeah, I feel also like it's two very American brands from someone that is not from America.
Yeah.
It's great to have you in the competition.
And you didn't come away hungry, did you?
Not at all.
Unlikely. Well, it's been a great conversation.
Yeah.
We wish you both every success.
Thank you so much.
November 13th, we'll know who's won. But it's a big win to get to the top 12 in itself. So congratulations.
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 We feel
gentlemen.
honored, and thank you.
Thanks
Same
for
here. It's
stopping
great
by.
competition, and we're excited to compete against folks like Kevin, because I know that there's going to be a deserving winner at the end here.
Yeah, very good.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, appreciate it.
Thank you for listening to the Future of Convenience podcast. Learn more at globalconvenience.com.